Welcome back to more Digits here at WSJ Live. I'm Simon Carstor. Well, Iron Man 3 is showing its mettle at Comic-Con, and we've got Michelle Kung joining us now from California, where she's been attending the Comic-Con. Michelle, tell us about Iron Man 3 and what you've learned.
Sure. I mean, it's one of the many movies that was featured at Comic-Con this weekend, when basically all the studios kind of give huge presentations about their upcoming blockbusters.
Okay, and what did we learn about this? You saw preview footage, and it's currently shooting the rest of it. But what did you see? How did it feel? What was the sense?
It's basically the third film in their Iron Man trilogy, and it's part of, like, Marvel's attempt at kind of building out their universe. They had this huge hit in the Avengers this summer, and they're trying to continue, like, the stories of a lot of these characters that participated in that, of which one is Iron Man.
Okay. Now we know that sequels do very well, because it's the one. If a film did well, a sequel is likely to do well. And I know the movie business is as averse to risk as anyone else. Is this expected to be yet another blockbuster?
I definitely think so. The first two films did extremely well. They have a very popular character, and Robert Downey Jr. is a popular actor that's playing him. It's a title that's very well known to most people and hasn't really shown any signs of letting down. I mean, the one difference with this film is that they have a new director on board, Shane Black, and Jon Favreau, who directed the past two films, is merely acting in the film and serving as the producer.
Okay, so when can we expect this to actually come out? Because I know there's a lot of people out there who'd want to actually get there and see this.
It actually comes out next year. The nice thing about Comic-Con is that they line out every single film that is going to be coming out for like the next 3 years. So you know exactly what you're going to see in, say, 2014.
So you talked to Peter Jackson, who was at Comic-Con, about The Hobbit, and The Hobbit is my favorite novel of all time. I'm wondering about the movie.
Yes. Well, he has stepped back aboard to direct The Hobbit, which is being split into two parts at the moment. One which comes out at the end of this year and one which comes out next year. And at Comic-Con, he showcased about 12 minutes of new footage for the fans, which brought back a lot of old characters, but also introduced new characters. New characters
to us, or new characters from the book that maybe we hadn't heard from before?
Both, actually. There was an introduction of new characters that were just in The Hobbit, but not in The Lord of the Rings. So we got to see a bunch of new dwarves that, go on this adventure with, Bilbo. But we also got to see new characters that the producers and filmmakers decided to create specifically for this film series. One of the producers there, has talked about how they definitely recognized how there weren't a lot of female characters in the series, so they created a new elf, played by Evangeline Lilly, who is on Lost, to kind of join the series.
So is that going to upset some of the purists who've read the book and say, well, this wasn't in the book? How can you? Is that going to really bend people out of shape?
I can imagine that the extreme purists may be a bit rattled, but I think that the filmmakers have done a good job at. They've been immersed in this world for so long, having done these movies over the course of like a decade, that they understand the world and are trying to bring in a character that feels organic to the series.
Oh, well, that sounds very, very exciting. Thank you very much, Michelle Kung.